Okay, so I know that, eating a salad or eating more raw vegetables would probably be, the first things to come to mind when someone thinks of, a great way to try to lose weight. But I'm seriously blown away that by just eating more vegetables, and a lot of them, that would be the true ticket to losing weight. I cannot wait to share with you guys what my update has been for the month of January, so let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stasia, and today's video, I'm going to be giving a complete update as far as how the first month of 2023 has been going for me. For those of you who have been following me, then you know that I've been following this meal plan for the month of January, and today I'm going to be sharing my results. I just want to get right to the good stuff. So I jumped on the scale this morning, which that's not something I do that often. It's been a few weeks since I have, and I am so thrilled that I am down 6.5 pounds for the month of January. Well, technically 6.6, but who's counting? We'll say 6.5, I'll take that. I am so excited about this because for the first time since kind of jumping into this lifestyle, I really found this month to be effortless. Like, I was eating more food and now the scale is moving. It's just almost kind of hard to wrap your head around it in a way. I'm eating more. I've been eating a ton of vegetables, still eating a very good amount of starch, and never feeling hungry. Never feeling hungry. That is usually the worst part of losing weight for people, is that you constantly feel deprived or hungry or, and I have not felt that way. So I am so excited that this weight loss is occurring, and I feel fuller than I ever have when I've been actively trying to lose weight. Now, I just put out a video a couple of days ago showing my grocery shop for this current week that we're in right now. So if you haven't had a chance to check out that video, that will be in my description box below, and that will give you a really good idea as to exactly what I've been eating. I mean, of course, it changes up slightly from week to week, but you'll be able to see kind of the amount of vegetables and a lot of fruit. Fruit, I don't shy away from. I find it great as a snack. I also eat it for my breakfast, to preload with. So fruit, I don't shy away from at all. But if you want to check out that video, it will give you a better idea of exactly what I'm eating. Oh, and before I continue on with this video, I have a little bit of good news for all of you as well. So for those of you who follow me, you know that every video I put out, for the first 10 people, I put all of my recipe ebooks on sale for 50% off. I do this as a way to help those of you that are trying to get healthier, trying to lose weight. And I know things are really costly right now in the world. So I do that, in an effort to try to help some of you guys out. And today's video is going to be the same, but just a little bit different, even better. So, in my excitement of my weight loss, I was thinking, I should do something to kind of celebrate it, for you guys as well, for all of you who are following me. And so today's video, by the time it is released, all of my weight loss recipe ebooks, including my meal plan that I have been following this month, are going to be on sale for 65% off. Is there a coincidence there? 6.5 pounds. So it's going to be 65% off for the next 6 days. That was just something that I thought of that, sounds fun, and it makes it easier for all of you who might be new to this lifestyle, or, if you're just looking for some new recipes to get you going. So take advantage of that. The links to all of my weight loss recipe ebooks, including the meal plan, will all be found in my description box below. Okay, so with all that being said, if you do want to know exactly what I've been doing in terms of, the exact amounts of food and all of that has been put together in a meal plan that I'm following, but I created for you guys to follow as well. So if you want to know exactly what I've been doing, then that's where you will find that information. As well as, like I said, I do have that other video where I just shared, my whole grocery shop, so you can see with your own eyes exactly the food that I've been eating. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention in this video, something else that I've been doing in addition to this meal plan that is very new and different for me. And for those of you guys who have been following me for a while, you might even, get a little laugh out of that, because that I have a sweet tooth and a lot of my recipes are designed that way. I really love figuring out how to put food together that tastes delicious, typically on the sweet side, especially when it comes to treats and that kind of thing. But I'm very happy to say that I've really, really been watching my sugars. So I think it's been maybe just over 3 weeks or so that I've basically cut out sugar. So I'm not talking about fruit because, again, fruit is in its own category as far as I'm concerned, but I am talking about any added sugars. And I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like SOS completely, sugar, oil, and salt free. I think that that's what that stands for. So I wouldn't claim to be sugar free, and I don't really have any like set hardcore restrictions on that by any means. It's just something that, I've just been watching a lot more videos, even on YouTube, listening to a lot of plant-based doctors and listening to even just any doctors just talking about the effects of sugar on the body and all of this. And so it's just really grasped my attention in the last little bit. And, just kind of a personal goal to reduce that. Also, I find that it's changing my taste buds, which is amazing because the less sugar you eat, the less sugar you actually crave. And, so I really have seen a big, big difference with that. So reducing my sugar intake has been something else on the side that I've been doing in addition to that meal plan. And I mean, I don't know if that directly relates to the weight loss. It possibly does. But I will say this, that there have been a lot of other, non-scale victories, as we call them, that have been occurring since cutting out the sugar and increasing my vegetables and my fruit. So a couple of them that I wanted to share with all of you is that one, the brain fog is like gone. It's something very hard to put words to. The thing with brain fog is that you don't really know you have it or had it until you don't. So I just feel like I can think a lot clearer. My mood is also very stabilized. So, as women, our moods can kind of fluctuate quite a bit. Well, I'll speak for myself anyways. And I just find that like I don't get irritated quite as easily with things that are irritating nonetheless, but there isn't such a rise out of me as maybe before. I'll say it like that. And just, I just feel kind of like I'm not craving anything. And the cravings alone can sometimes like drive us crazy, especially when we're on a health and weight loss kick, right? So just the fact that I feel like, my mood is even, as well as my cravings are kind of stable, and there's not these crashes and these highs and lows. And, if if you experience this stuff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it feels amazing to just feel so like, just straight across the board in many different ways. I almost kind of like to think of it as, I'm feeling the process happening of becoming healthier, because I've just increased my diet so rich in like fresh fruits and vegetables and roasted vegetables and that kind of thing. And then of course, the starches as well, they're super healthy for you, the potatoes, the rice, the beans, and all of that. And then really limiting my sugar and stuff. So my blood sugar is probably a lot more stable, a lot more even, I'm feeling the effects of that. And it's actually quite incredible once you start feeling that. And when you feel really good, it's the greatest motivator to just keep doing what you're doing. So this month has just been a real eye-opener for me and has put me in a really good place, like mentally, physically, and I'm just gonna kind of keep going. And I know some of you might be wondering, am I gonna continue to follow the meal plan? And yes, I mean, the answer is yes, why wouldn't I when it's producing such great results? So for me, for the first month, I was actually weighing out my vegetables, for the most part, as much as I could to make sure that I was getting a certain amount in. But, so now I have a general idea of like how many vegetables I need to eat and how many fruits I need to eat to kind of see things moving. So I might not actually be putting things on the scale and weighing them out, but I'm certainly going to follow the general guidelines because it's kind of just become a way of life for me. And the meal plan is actually set to be more kind of like a 1 week reset or, a 1 week jump start to your weight loss. But it certainly is also designed in a way that you can just kind of continue with it if you like it and if it's working for you. By eating enough food, by eating more food to carry me to my next meal, that's kind of putting an X through, the mindless snacking. And by reducing my sugar, I just feel in general, I'm not really craving anything anymore. Everything's kind of like very even. And I'm starting to experience again what real hunger feels like, oh, I'm actually hungry right now. Like anything sounds good, like an apple. And, my taste buds are changing. So when I do eat the fruit, it tastes super sweet to me now, just because I've really reduced that sugar. And you have to keep in mind that, even when we're talking about natural sugars and natural foods, you can still overeat on natural foods. You can still overdo it on natural sugars when it comes to dates, or if you eat honey or maple syrup, all these things, you can still overdo it. So kind of finding your balance, kind of finding what works for you is where it's at. There's no problem with tweaking a few things to better suit yourself and get to somewhere that you can see yourself doing it for a long time. Whatever it is that you're doing, it has to be something that you're comfortable doing long term. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, for me, I feel like I've finally kind of figured it out. So I guess that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell without making this video too long. I have had an excellent month. I'm really hoping that a lot of you have done the same, because we are at that point where New Year's resolutions start to kind of fizzle out for a lot of people, if you even had any. But I really encourage you to just keep going. It's the consistency that is everything. Doesn't matter if you have a bad day or an off day, or you blew it all on the weekend, or whatever it is, those things that we all tell ourselves, forget about it and just keep going. It's the consistency that is going to pay off in the end. And that is kind of my little, mantra that I tell myself all the time too. There's no such thing as anyone being perfect, or, sometimes there's just unavoidable things as well. Like, life can happen. So just push past those things, keep going, and I promise you it's gonna pay off. All right, everyone, so I'm going to leave the video here. I hope that you enjoyed my update, and I hope yours is just as good. So don't forget, all those books are 65% off for the next 6 days. The link is in my description box below. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and we will see you in the next one.